Spider-Man No Way Home ended off on a very interesting note. The fact that the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe has forgotten Peter Parker and how he has absolutely nothing left with the exception of his life as Spider-Man has left everyone to ponder the question, what now? Will Spider-Man ever appear in any future movies? Will Sony's Venom symbiote ever let Billy Holland see the light of day? Will Spider-Man finally team up with Daredevil and face off against Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin? Well, in this video we're going to take a deep dive into the future of MCU Spider-Man, looking into interviews, articles, and Reddit leaks. Ever since Tom Holland's Spider-Man debut in Captain America Civil War,
hey everyone,
he's appeared in 3 solo movies, but what we didn't know was that his solo movies actually serve as an origin story for MCU's Peter Parker. He wasn't truly Spider-Man until No Way Home's ending. After Tom Holland's 3rd solo movie was released, Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal had announced that they'll be making another trilogy with Tom Holland, and also mentioned that they've started production of Spider-Man 4. In this new trilogy, we'll probably see a totally different story where Peter Parker doesn't have a mentor to guide him, because since Homecoming, Tony Stark had basically been doing everything for him. This was a problem in Far From Home as well, where Happy was guiding him throughout the movie. In the new trilogy, however, not only will Peter Parker have financial problems, but will also have to go up against new villains without his Stark tech and without a mentor or friend to help him. When we last see Peter Parker in No Way Home, he's rented a apartment, saw a new costume, and is in the process of getting his GED. Now we would probably see his storyline in Spider-Man 4 introducing Charlie Cox as Daredevil and having Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin as the villain. If you weren't already aware, Kingpin has made his MCU debut in the Hawkeye series. You can watch the video I've linked on the top right corner of the screen to catch up on that. Anyways, it's been confirmed by Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige that if Daredevil was to appear in any of the future projects, that he would be played by Charlie Cox.
If you were to see Daredevil in upcoming things, Charlie Cox, yes, would be the actor playing Daredevil.
Now that Spider-Man is on his own with no friends, Spider-Man 4 will most likely focus on his dealing with crime throughout New York City. This is the perfect setup for Kingpin to be the major overarching villain of the film. With his return in Hawkeye, it leaves him in a place where he stands to pose a major threat to Peter Parker. Kingpin has managed to evade the law for so long in the MCU because of so many authorities and high-ranking officials that are in his pocket.
You're regaining power right here.
Yes, ask my lawyer, he'll deny it. Ask the guards, they'll deny it. Ask the inmates here. They'll cut their tongues out before they talk.
His debut in Hawkeye basically confirms that to be the case. This will offer Spider-Man a particularly grueling challenge, similar to what Daredevil faced in his series. It makes perfect sense that Spider-Man will also face corrupt officials on his payroll who will gladly work to smear his name and make him a target. By the end of the film, with Peter in college, there's room to introduce new friends from the comics like Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy. This would be the perfect conclusion for the first movie in the trilogy. Now the first storyline that we could probably see in Spider-Man 5 is Venom. If you guys weren't aware, the post-credit scenes of Spider-Man No Way Home showed us Eddie Brock and Venom sitting in a bar trying to grasp the idea that they've been transported to a totally different universe. But during their way back, a small piece of Venom's symbiote is left in their universe. This opens Spider-Man with a lot of new possibilities for the future. Now Peter will definitely bond with the Venom symbiote as it finds its way to him. This could lead to Spider-Man's comic-accurate black symbiote suit, and with the new symbiote, Peter's strength and durability along with his agility and reflexes would be off the charts. He'd also be able to have unlimited webs without the need of web shooters. But with these powers, Venom would also try to mentally ruin Peter, just like in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. But honestly, we might see something totally different than the Raimi trilogy, as Venom in these movies is a goofball and isn't necessarily evil. So it'd be interesting to see how Marvel Studios would work around his goofiness and make him a serious villain. Many fans have been anticipating the Hobgoblin ever since Ned Leeds was introduced in Spider-Man Homecoming. In the comics, Ned Leeds was a reporter working for the Daily Bugle. He was brainwashed to act as a stand-in on many occasions and fool the world into thinking that he was the Hobgoblin. They may give him an original Green Goblin story, since Peter has already faced off against the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, in No Way Home. With this, Peter would find out that Ned is the Goblin of his universe, and since Ned doesn't remember Peter anymore, this would lead into a tragic plot twist. It will also add to Peter's character development and redeem Ned Leeds at the end. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the video. Again, all of this is not confirmed, it's just a speculation of what we believe is going to be the future of MCU Spider-Man. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, a like and a comment would be greatly appreciated. A subscription wouldn't hurt either. And make sure you check out our other stuff if you'd like to see more of our content.